Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pyro's Projects. Today it's not so much as a project, it's more of a fix on my truck to facilitate projects because, well, I'll just go ahead and show you what's going on here. My tailgate handle has decided that it doesn't want to work anymore. Well, it's not exactly true. It does work. It's just very difficult. Let me show you what's going on. All right, so the handle pulls up about that far, and it doesn't want to unlock my tailgate like it's supposed to. I have to use two hands to get it open. And last week I took a peek at what was going on inside, trying to lube it up, and figured out that the little pivot pins are rusted up, and it's starting to actually crack the plastic apart. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this thing apart and swap out the handle. And that'll just make everything easier for getting in and out of my tailgate. So bear with me 1 second while I get everything set up, and then we'll get it tore apart. All right, so last weekend when I tore this apart, I just figured out there's really not a whole lot to it. Just 8 little screws with a T25 Torx head. Pops these things right out. Get rid of the plastic liner for a moment. And then the metal cover plate. And what I found inside here, you can grab my camera loose here. Well, my cell phone really. What I found is down inside of there, I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it from in here. But the little pins for the actual handle are all rusted solid. What I'll do is I'll get it all pulled out, and I'll show you the rust, and then we'll go about putting the new one in. Set the camera back in here for a moment. And go, what size bolt do we got? Looks like a 10 millimeter. Let me grab a 10 millimeter and see what we can do with this. Oh, well, I got lucky. I already had a 10 millimeter on the speed. If I can get in there and get at them. From the looks of it, there's only 2 nuts holding this thing together. So let's see how well this comes out of here now. Not sure. Can that just unpop? It doesn't help that I'm looking at this thing upside down, so I can't see. Oh, all right. Let me show you what I was fighting with here. Now, this little clip right here, I was trying to get it undone. Just got to kind of, I used my pocket knife, pried it out just a little to get it to pop down so that I can get this rod out of it. And that way I hopefully should be able to get this thing out of there pretty easy. Like, we'll see what happens. Something just broke. Oh. Well, that came out of there quite a bit easier than I was anticipating. can see some of the stress marks here. I'll show. I'm not moving the camera this time, but you can actually see some of the stress marks in the plastic right here. The rust was so bad, pulling on it, it started to break my plastic apart. So I went ahead and just bought a whole new handle instead of trying to salvage this one and having it fully break later on down the road. Let's see if we can get this apart. All right. What part of it this is? It broke off of there somewhere. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's the old one and it's going in the trash. So go ahead and grab the new one here. Get this all installed. Maybe I won't have to be fighting with my tailgate handle anymore. Oh, well, that's interesting. All right, let me show you this here. Okay, on my old rusty one, it's 2 separate pins, one on each side. This new one has 1 solid pin going all the way through. I don't know if it's going to hold up any better, but it looks more solid to me. So, and the handle actually pulls really nice like. My old one, you can see, whoops, bumped into my camera stand here. My old one, the handle is currently stuck in the up position, and that was part of the problem I was fighting. So yeah, we'll go ahead and see about getting this new one installed and see how well it works. All right, this little guy goes in here. Oh, well, that's not good. Well, that's kind of a bummer. The little clip that's supposed to hold the rod to it broke out of there on my brand new one. All right, let's see if I can salvage this one and reuse the little clip from the old one. Looks like a win. Okay. And pop that guy into there, like so. Nah, I'm going to clean up this pivot point a little bit real quick to maybe help prevent. All right, I'm back. So I cleaned up that little rod, and then I dabbed a little bit of disc brake caliper grease on it to help prevent it from getting jammed up or rusted up, in hopes of, there we go. Oh, well, that's not good. There we go. There we go. Now, ever so gently put everything back together. Get that nut installed and this nut installed. All right. Go ahead and tighten these back down. Now, this last one in here. Okay. Now, test it out and see what it does. Set this over here out of the way. All right, let's see how all that works now. So much easier to open, and then we'll let the shocks do their thing. Perfect. Okay. Do a little close-up look inside of the finished product. Yeah, never mind. That's not, well, it kind of comes out. Can't really tell too well what's going on in there. Yeah, there's, and you can just barely see there's one of the two 10 millimeter nuts that hold it in there. There's the other one. I ended up, part of this little thing broke the last time when I had it open the last time. So I put a zip tie to hold that green thing in the clip into the bracket here so that it'll release. And it seems to be doing the thing. So now the whole reason I needed to get all of this done is because I went and picked up some steel today for one of my many projects coming up. And it reminded me that this tailgate is messed up. So we'll get the panels put back in. And then I'll show you what I went and picked up today. Go put my tools away before I forget. All right. So like I was saying, it's not much of a build project so much as a fix situation. But I went and picked up some steel today from a feller I found on Facebook. And I'll show you what I got. So what I have here is about a total of 120 to 150 foot of 3/4 inch by 1 inch rectangle tube. Some of this is going to be used for an upcoming build that I'm going to do. I'm going to build myself a new welding cart for my welder, my plasma cutter and such, because, well, here, I'll just show you. This is basically my driveway. Well, I can't seem to get the thing to flip around now for some reason. There we go. As you can see, I got gravel driveway. Gravel driveway is not the for a little 2-inch caster. So I'm going to build myself a new cart out of this steel on some bigger tires that I can drag out here into the gravel. So if I'm working on a bigger trailer or something that I can't necessarily fit through the barn door, I can get what I need out here to do that. I'm also wanting to build a for lack of a better term, an all-terrain creeper seat. Same concept for, a little bit bigger knobby air tires for being out here on the gravel driveway. So, like I said, I apologize. It ain't much of a project or a build video so much as a fix something, but this is going to help me in the near future with other upcoming projects that I have. So thanks for tuning in. Guess we'll see you next week. Real quick, everybody, I want to apologize beforehand. It is kind of chilly outside, and I ended up, my nose is kind of runny and sniffly. So there's a little bit of the sniffles going on during this video. I do apologize in advance. And like I stated before, I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please feel free to like and subscribe. I mean, it's free entertainment, so why not? You folks have a great week, and I'll see you on the next video.